Yo, what's up everyone? Back for a Monday night showdown video. We got a pretty good game here between the Lions and the Packers, a divisional game. Two teams that have been playing pretty well, so it should be a close one. Should be pretty high scoring, I would expect. So let's get into it. Before we get started, you can drop a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Do the same format that I've been doing all year on these videos. Talk about each player that I like and then look at some builds at the end. Rodgers here is your most expensive guy at 11.6. At home, he's played pretty well all season. He hasn't had a ton of touchdowns, only 6 through the first 5 games. But last week, he definitely had the opportunity, but Aaron Jones had 4 of them, had all 4 touchdowns. So without Davante Adams, it's going to be a little tougher for him to really have a huge game because his receiving options are just not very good. But I think he's still a really good option on a showdown slate at 11.6. Aaron Jones, coming off a monster game, he's probably going to be super popular. I don't mind being underweight on him just because Jamal Williams is back in this one, and he's so much cheaper at 5,200. If he happens to steal a touchdown from Aaron Jones, I expect him to be much lower owned at only 5,200. I like Williams a lot. He got injured in the first play against the Eagles, and then since then, Jones has basically been a full-time player for 2 games. But he had before Williams got hurt, Jones wasn't getting a ton of targets out of the backfield, and I think they could go back to Williams on especially passing down situations. And Williams still plays like 40 to 45% of the snaps. Especially with no Davante Adams, I think Williams is going to be a pretty big factor in this game, in the passing game at least. I love Matthew Stafford. I'm going to try to do the best to get both quarterbacks in the lineup. I think both are going to have really good games. Stafford just been playing really well all year, only 2 interceptions. He's been pretty accurate. He has some solid options to stack with him with Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay. So both of those guys are right here. Golladay, 9,400, been playing pretty well. He had 2 touchdowns last game. He's been getting a lot of targets here. Facing off against probably Alexander here, I would expect. Alexander got absolutely burned by Amari Cooper last week. We'll see if he can play better this week, but I will still play Golladay either way. Kerryon Johnson, a nice play here at 86. He got 26 carries last week. You know the touches are there. 20-plus touches you can pencil him in for. This Packers team has been getting shredded on the ground, like Kerryon at 86. Not super high on Scantling. He just hasn't really done much. He's going to get some targets here. You can definitely play him if you want, but I think Allison is a better option. It was cheaper than him. You got Jimmy Graham. I think will get more involved in this one. So I think Scantling might be the fade for me. I like Marvin Jones, another guy that's pretty cheap. He has big play upside. That's what I'm looking for on these showdowns. Get the guy that has a lot of upside, and that's definitely Marvin Jones at 6,800. Talked about Allison. I think he's a decent option. Last week he had a couple of opportunities in the red zone, especially. He had a couple of opportunities, didn't make anything with them, but he's still going to get a lot of playing time without Davante Adams, and he's had some decent chemistry with Aaron Rodgers last season before he got hurt. Hockenson is so hit or miss. You can't really, you can't lock him in because you'd never know what he's going to do. After his first game, he really hasn't done much. He did catch a touchdown last week, but I think Jamal Williams at a similar price point, I think is where I would go. Like I said, against the Eagles, he got injured on the first play, I think, or the first or second play of the game. Before that, he was playing well with double-digit fantasy points in 2 straight. Decent matchup here against this Lions team. It's actually pretty good. Dead last, or one of the worst teams in the league against the run. Against running backs. And they're not very good against the run either. At home, Williams, I think, is gonna be a pretty good option this week, or on this one. I'm expecting a pretty high-scoring game, so I'm not going to have interest in either defense here. No Packers in defense for me. See if Amendola is going to play this one. If he's not, then we could look at a really cheap option at receiver. No Mace. I like the kickers here. I expect a high-scoring game. You can definitely use them as fillers. I don't want the Lions. This guy is going to get some playing time, but definitely not very appealing. And now we're getting into just some of the guys that you're going to have to pray for that can have a decent game. McKissick is probably not going to be viable now that, well, he actually could be decent. He could be a decent value. He's been backing up Kerryon Johnson at only $1,000. Could be a decent option. And we'll see if there's any other really cheap. See if Amendola can play, who's going to be that fourth string. Hall here, he's at $1,200. You could look at him if Amendola misses. So have to keep an eye on that. That's a quick rundown of the players. Looking at some builds this week, or for this Monday night. Rodgers, I like him a lot. He's just pretty expensive for the captain, $17,400. I could go $3,000 cheaper with Stafford at captain. Stafford with Galladay. I want Jamal Williams in here at $52,000. I am going to try to get Rodgers in there. I want both quarterbacks. $4,700, we're probably going to have to go with a kicker. At least like Mason Crosby if we want. Has Crosby not been very... He's been pretty good. And then $56,000. Could take a chance on Hockenson if you want. Think I can try to get up to like Allison here. And if I do that, then instead of Galladay, I could play Kerryon Johnson. This fits perfectly. It's pretty heavy on the Packers side, except for the kicker. I mean, we could change the kicker if you want. Prater. Don't really have a preference on either one. Prater, they're both really good kickers. Could just do this and save some money, or go with the Mason Crosby and Lee 4. But this is something I don't mind. Let's see if we can try to... I like Kerryon. We'll see if we can try to get... Marvin Jones is really cheap too at $68,000. And then we can probably get up to like Kerryon here at $86,000. Going cheap, we might have to get rid of this kicker and go for another value. There's not a ton that I really like here. McKissick might be like the best option if everyone's healthy. So what I'll probably have to do is go cheap at captain if I want to fit in all the studs. So if we're going cheap, maybe play Kerryon Johnson at captain. Still have Rodgers. Still have Galladay. Still have Stafford. And then 32, 50. It's going to be pretty tough. Maybe one of them we might have to not have Rodgers in one of them and hope the running game can have a decent... The running backs can have all the fantasy points here. Go Williams at 52. We're at 64 now. Play Allison. And then 65. A little away from Marvin Jones. Kind of stuck right here. See, I think Galladay 94. It's a little expensive. I still like him quite a bit, but I want to try to get both quarterbacks in there. I think both are going to have really good games. So this is what you could do if you want. It's pretty similar to what we had originally, except you have Marvin Jones paired with Stafford and Kerryon at captain, and then you have Williams with Rodgers and Crosby. So this is another one to go, but look at one more here. This time we'll have Rodgers at captain. Rodgers paired with Williams. Rodgers hasn't really penciled in on a favorite target. It's been Aaron Jones, but that could be Williams this time with Williams healthy. Favorite target with Adams out. On the Detroit side, I like quite a bit here. Kerryon Johnson at $8,600. Seems like one of my favorite plays on the team. He's going to get a lot of work. Packers have been getting gashed on the ground. Get Galladay. Stafford are going to have to go. We're going to have to cut somebody loose here. Cut somebody loose is probably going to be Galladay. I just can't cut anybody else really. At $2,400. You got guys that haven't even touched the field. Dexter Williams, I don't know why he's that priced. But like I said, going with the kicker is probably what I'm going to have to do. The kicker seems like the best value option on the board, and maybe just not going to have to play Kerryon in one of them. Probably going to have to go Allison, go Jones, and then just save $800 or use that to go up from Crosby. Can't really do anything. So maybe Amendola, if he's healthy, could do that because Amendola is definitely can make an impact in the game. He made a huge impact in week 1. Hasn't done much besides that, but he's been getting quite a bit of playing time and getting lots of work in the slot, especially. So this is something else. You got action to all. You got action to a lot of the passing game here, and one running back in Williams. But like I said, it's going to be a pretty good game. I think my favorites on the Lions is going to be Stafford, Kerryon Johnson, Galladay, and Jones. And on the Packers, it's going to be Rodgers, Allison, Jamal Williams, and that's it. I think I might fade Aaron Jones in this one, especially if he's going to be super popular. Just hope that Jamal Williams can have the better game, and he's really expensive. But that's it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and good luck on the Showdown.